Well, that was apparently nothing. How about... Well, that was that. The others shouldn't be anything over here then. How about if I go to the Beastling village then, or the Crack Ridge? Ivory Ravine, that's also... Oh, that's an optional dungeon, right? This one's Bells on Ruins. Let's go to the Felson Ruins. Let's save first. Try to stop her, but why did she have to go on A? Just gossiping. Oh, there. Lovely night, isn't it? I don't know about that. Doesn't she show her some courage and just pop the question already? Sure, let's rest. Why not? Then head to that temple. Abandoned road. Save it every chance I get. Something I will be doing here.
Are you my next patient?
They are most certainly not your next patient.
Come on! Right! Come on!
So much damage.
Now let's grab some food. Here I come. Let's go. Come on. Right. Wahoo! Come on, Fendi. I'm hungry.
See what the Felson Ruin holds for me. If there's anything here. Journal Fragment 1. I did it, diary. I finally got hired as a scrivener, and for the time it's too. All the world's information flows through a newspaper, a river of facts alongside a paper wheel, water wheel, an endless procession of scoop. As a journalist, I'll dash about the world investigating, uncovering and breaking news. What better way for me to carry out my mission? Really? Her as well? Didn't expect that. Really didn't expect that. I thought about this a lot, and everyone has some fact they're hiding, vast sums of knowledge locked in noggins the world over. How to crack open these repositories and acquire those tasty secrets within. That's the rub, of course. As I am now, I doubt that I have the dexterity to pick up any of those perennial locks. I was raised in isolation, always out of the loop, hiding quietly on the outskirts of society. There's a positive way to spin that, though. I spent all the time wasn't talking to people, observing them. Here's where I learned. People let their guard down around cute little animals. A scowling guard captain will play cuddly coo with an adorable puppy, and soon confess all his gripes to the precious thing. And so, I will become the puppy. I'll wag my little doggy tail, act the part of the friendly little non-threatening furball, and slide right into people's confidences. My brother may be the soaring eagle with his bird's eye view, while I'll be a sharp-eyed hound, keeping my nose to the ground and sniffing out every last detail I can find. Right, the journalist can't remember her name now, but in Patricia's story was talking about her brother. My oldest memory is crimson, a spray of bright red droplets, and a harrowing scream. A crowd feeling in all directions, and enemy soldiers mercilessly cutting down innocents. Some of them even laughed as they did it. Amidst this, I was a stone, still in my tender years. I neither cried, nor wept, nor cowered, but merely watched the chaos unfold. Being raised in a war-torn land does things to an impressionable mind, and I suppose something had already broken inside me. I would have died that day, cut down like the rest, were it not for my brother. His cunning carved the path for us out of that hellish place. My brother is brilliant, so much so that the enemy king spared him if he would serve. Yet despite his genius, despite how shrewd the plans he proposed were in the attempts to avoid bloodshed, the blood always flowed. Humans steal, they kill, they take and take and take and they take. Lives, possessions, land. It's the state of our nature, a simple fact of our existence. My brother and I have seen so much together, and we've both reached the same conclusion. The world doesn't deserve to see another dawn. The life of man is nasty, brutish, and ugly. So why not make it short? So much interesting backstory here, it's almost ridiculous. Can't wait for the next one. Awesome. I love this, I have to say. It's so good.
Prey away. Come on.
Like these journals are fantastic. And this whole like
now let's grab
final
some food.
part of this game. So good. Alright, let's take the next one. I need her on our side, and I need you to convince her that's a good idea. My brother's face was flushed as he handed me the letter addressed to Rai Mei. Perhaps he'd been in his cups. I didn't need to ask him why he would be celebrating. The fundraising in Montwise was going swimmingly. On my way home, I spotted Hikari. He's the key to everything in Ku. And if our machinations go according to plan, my brother will get what he's after. I doubt Hikari has a clue who I am. Another tactic proposed by Brother Dearest. No prior familiarity with me will help move things along down the line. But though Hikari doesn't know anything about me, I certainly know a lot about him. Hikari has another side to him, a second personality that my brother says was born from his family's cursed lineage. Somewhere in the past, Clan Ku's blood mingled with that of the infamous Archmage Darquest, sparking a history of war and sacrifice. A more odious bloodline I do not know. As I passed Hikari in the streets, for a moment I felt as if our eyes met. His gaze was steady and true, just as it was when he was a boy. How had that bright spark in his eyes not dimmed over time? He had seen the same horrors I had, but been through the same terrible war. Okay, who is... I was thinking this is a journalist from Patricia's story, but was she in Kari's as well? I remember that. Let's see the next one. This is bad. Hikari was captured before I had the chance to deliver my brother's letter to Rai Mei. If Hikari is killed, it'll ruin everything, and we'll have to start over from scratch. Clan Mei calls the fortress Stormhail its home, coldest place in Solista, and I hate it. Time is of the essence, yet this frigid blizzard is battering me about like a leaf in the wind. Only I could take 2 steps back without being blown 2 steps without being blown back 3. By the time I finally reached Stormhail, Hikari had already been released. I can only assume he managed to sway Rai Mei on his own. I handed my overdue missive to one of Rai Mei's retainers and quickly put that chilly place behind me. Really? Oswald is sentenced to life imprisonment. It It took me a moment to process the judge's verdict. I blinked, doubting my ears. What was going on here? He was supposed to be executed, wasn't he? I ran as fast as I could to find Harvey. I should have known. That swine had stuffed leaves into the judge's pocket to bribe him into that decision. Why? I want to see the power of my perfected magic. That's his reason, the blighted fool. Pride, worthless pride. We need the Book of Demons complete. What if Oswald somehow finds a way to interfere? When I gave my report to my brother, he simply said, just watch the spectacle unfold. Apparently, my brother had already taken Harvey's massive ego into account when he made his contract with the man. If that's the case, then I suppose this isn't a problem after all. Regardless, I should hurry and gather what information I can about Frigid Isle. Oh, she seems to be part of everything. I don't remember a character that fits quite though. 7? Did I read 6? No, I didn't. I don't think so. I'll read 6 first. I concealed myself among the shattering students and slipped into Harvey's lecture. The Book of Demons is nearly complete, so he was in a jovial mood. When I saw my chance, I gave Harvey the news. Oswald had tried to escape Frigid Isle and died in the attempt. I thought the news would throw his high spirits off a cliff, but instead he started giggling. It was creepy. When he settled down, he merely said, "I need to prepare for my guest's arrival," and vanished back into his laboratory, humming cheerfully all the while. It's like he thinks Oswald is alive. Is Oswald alive? Can't be. And yet, if so, then he will come here to find Harvey and seek his vengeance. Wait, this could be perfect. I doubt Harvey will honor our agreement and hand over the Book of Demons without a fuss. If I can set those two against each other, it might create the perfect opportunity to slip in and swipe the book. I wonder if my brother had predicted this too. Right. Harvey had left for Dusk Ruin Shrine. All the remains of Archmage's Darkest will provide the final piece that Harvey needs. The Book of Demons will soon be complete. I found a nice, cozy place to conceal myself. And sure enough, Oswald showed up, just as predicted. The two fought it out and was able to retrieve the Book of Demons in the wake of their battle. There was one surprise, however. Harvey escaped alive. What was that bright flash of magic? A glimpse of a force that may dwarf even the Book of Demons. That girl. Does she have some special power within her? It's just awesome. Oswald entrusted the girl Elena to his assistant before setting off on a journey. Like Alpatis, the blood of the Lumina family runs in Elena's veins. I'll need to continue monitoring her and to watch for suspicious signs. Day after day, Elena sits at her desk and pours herself into her studies. A diligent girl, I suppose, but I am curious as to why her brow sometimes wrinkles when she cradles her head in her hands. Still, her eyes are bright and her gaze seemingly set on some happy goal, far off in the distance. A marked difference from when I saw her in Harvey's company. There was only worry and fear in her eyes then. My heart nearly leapt out of my throat when I heard that assistant's voice suddenly ring out behind me. "Can I help you, miss?" I immediately turned and tried to distract and dissemble with my tried and true cover story. "Can I interest you in a newspaper subscription?" She smiled then, eyes warm, but I sensed a keen suspicion burning deep within those friendly eyes. I will not underestimate her again. No one else has ever noticed me when I didn't want to be found. I'll need to abandon my surveillance, too risky. Besides, I've seen nothing to suspect in all the time I watched Elena. Might as well move on to more important matters. Right, more. How many of these are there? Well, here I am in Canalbrime. Word is that I can find someone who has the lost page of the Book of Knight's original manuscript. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, seemed to be moving as Arcanet predicted and assembling these pages. There's a potential problem, however. A nosy inquisitor named Temenos seems to have caught wind of all this. Arcanet has her eye on him, but I can only pray he doesn't make any problems for us. I'll need to be careful not to draw his attention too. The Book of Night is close to being fully restored. Once it is, I'll need to move quickly to retrieve it and fulfill my mission. Allying myself with Arcanet was merely the easiest means to that end. My brother did tell me to be wary of her, however. He was quite forceful about it. I wonder why. So many. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, is driven by a lust for vengeance. To achieve that end, she seeks to make the power of shadow her own, and with the restored Book of Night in hand, she set out for the Twilight Shrine. Her naive dream of avenging her people will never become reality. Why, you ask, dear diary? Because the right Arcanet taught her is purposely flawed. So there I was, hiding in the shadows of the Twilight Shrine and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Lo and behold, Caldina's right went awry, and she transformed into a most hideous form. No one told me I'd have to deal with some horrible monster. This is above my pay grade. Luckily, I had no need to fear that Temenos showed up and handled the Caldina problem for me. I suppose Arcanet was behind his well-timed arrival. What a puppet master. Bravo. I finally understand why my brother warned me to keep an eye on her. I slipped down to the ritual site after Temenos made his exit to retrieve the Book of Night. All that's left is to combine it with the Book of Demons, and we'll be able to complete the Dark Blood Grimoire. Right? Here I am, grand old Timbrain, just in time for the coronation ceremony. Word on the street is that an apothecary named Rousseau is going to reign on the parade with a storm infused with shadow energy. His goal, that I quote, is to extend a hand to save all in need. What a nice notion. Let's rewind the clock. It was 1 year ago that Trousseau lost hope in the future and started down this path. He was out gathering medicinal herbs when he stumbled into Lost Seed. There he met Claude, who gave him the Book of Night. Claude was disappointed with the encounter, it seemed. He had swayed Trousseau to his side, but couldn't persuade an apothecary in the man's company. With a regretful sigh, he told me that this other apothecary's eyes were filled with a motherly strength, deep wells of kindness that belied a sense of determination. A sense of fierce determination. What was her name again? Ah, yes, Casti. She stopped Trousseau, saw the people of Timbrain to safety, and even dealt with the post-poison rain, as if that wasn't enough. She also managed to mix up medicine that could combat the shadow on the spot. Claude's intuition was right. Casti is someone to keep an eye on. My brother will need to know that we have another dangerous potential wrench in our plans. So Claude is Casti's father. No. Throne's father, but he also trained Temenos. So many intermixing plots. I really like that they're coming together somehow. But again, I kind of wish they would have been
Let the show begin.
It would have been in the actual game, in the stories as well, more obvious. I like that everything's coming together and you're getting a good
Come on.
story to this game. I like it. Really like that part. I met a merchant today in Clockbank, an honest fellow with laughing eyes named Patricio. He's boasted that he'll rustle up 80 billion leaves and buy the right to the steam engine from its current owner, Mr. Rock. Then he'll give the technology away to everyone. When pressed on why, he said, "Things like this should be shared with the whole world. Particio confuses me. If I can borrow that ruthless Rock's words, it is human nature to take from others and give unto oneself." Despite his noble declarations, I'm sure Particio will prove himself no different from the other slime. Greed and self-interest will win out in the end. They always do. Still, I'm vaguely curious as to how his story will play out. I'll follow this Particio, though I'll keep my expectations low. Placing your faith in others only gets you betrayed in the end. It was the merchant, or the journalist from that story part. 15. My brother made a deal with Harvey. Craft the Book of Demons, an evil tome said to be imbued with the magic of Darkest himself. Where's 13 then? Is 13? 14? Is 13? No, 16. Where's 13? 17? There's 13. Why was that one lost? Can't believe it. How did Particio turn that economic desert of a town into a hoping commercial hub? That business idea of his was inspired. I must admit that watching Alron's department store come to life woke something warm inside me. I told Particio that the world's filled with people groaning under the weight of 1,000 problems. It's fresh ideas like this that bring a ray of joy into troubled lives. For once, I really truly meant what I said. I should never have poured my heart out in public like that. I suppose my declaration was proof that he's cracked my emotional defenses and convinced me to believe in him. In my defense, he's really something else. Before I knew it, I was promising to help. Truth is, I'm excited to see what magic he'll put out of his Particio hat next. Guess what, dear diary? This is the first time I've ever helped someone. I've ever helped someone for something that wasn't directly related to my mission. Let me stop for a moment and also appreciate the fact that he convinced the Alron to invest 80 billion leaves in him. 80 billion. The question is, will Particio prove to be a man of integrity? Will he really use those leaves to help the world and not just to line his own pockets? Just a little bit longer, only a bit, mind. I find myself needing to see what he does next. So she was positive about that whole bit. It was 13, so it was 14 here. Particio's gone and done it, and he's gone, and he has gone and done it. He's humbled Rock and actually wrestled the rights to the steam engine from that greedy tycoon. Still, that's nothing compared to what he did next. He actually gave it away, just as he said he would. Things like this should be shared with the whole world. He's lived up to that grandiose statement, and then some. The heat of his passion even melted Rock's icy heart, and I didn't think the desert sun was hot enough to do that. So taking a step back, what Particio did is impossible, unimaginable, inconceivable. I've observed countless people in my time, and to date, every one of them is motivated to a varying degree by self-interest. People are always willing to step on others to achieve their own interests. But Particio, is he truly different? Is he someone who can at last transform this dark, ugly world into something wonderful? What do you think, brother? My brother made a deal with Harvey. Craft the Book of Demons, an evil tome said to be imbued with the magic of Darkest himself. Why, you ask? Well, dear diary, because we needed to restore the Dark Blood Grimoire. The rub here is that neither my brilliant brother nor even Claude knows how to make this tome. Thus, the need for Harvey. The one thing my brother does know is that the remains of Darkest are a key component. When I shared that vital tidbit, Harvey smiled. That's all I needed. It sounds like he was already most of the way there. He's a valuable asset, so we'll do everything we can to assist him. Harvey has an unhealthy obsession with a scholar named Oswald. No, let's call it what it is. A severe inferiority complex. Harvey told me he'd gladly give up the Dawn if it meant he could best the man. We let Harvey read the Book of Night in order to pull him into our intrigues, but honestly, I think it wasn't unnecessary. I think it wasn't necessary. That bottomless well of envy in his gut, properly manipulated, would likely have been motivation enough. Besides, I don't trust him. No normal person can fathom that twisted mind of his. Welcome to my humble castle. That was how he greeted me when I arrived in Lost Seed, before he took me on a casual stroll through that rotting mausoleum of a town. I struggled not to gag at on the stench of death and decay, all the while him smiling and breathing deep as if taking in the airs was of a tranquil mountain meadow. This ghastly man's name is Claude, and he is the descendant of the infamous Archmage Darkcast. Okay, so he's a descendant of Darkcast. Makes sense. It is said that his notorious grandfather gave him a taste of the blood of the malevolent god of darkness, Vide, frighteningly enough, while he was still in the womb. As a result, the man is blessed with eternal youth. With the blood of Darkcast and Vide within his veins, God's fate was to become the Dark God's vessel, and yet he rejected this destiny and instead chose to pass that honor on to his offspring. For our part, we don't care who the vessel is, just that we have one. Claude, however, seems to have preferences in the matter. Preferences, fa. The man sired countless children with countless women and set his progeny at each other's throats. To the bloody victor goes the ultimate spoils. I shivered as he looked me up and down, his eyes seeming to pierce my very soul. It was as if he was seeking to plant a murderous seed inside me too. When he handed me the dark blood staff, he told me that the woman who stole it for him has a lot of potential. His words, my purpose in Lost Seed fulfilled. I hurried out of there. I can't wait to hand the staff over to Arcanet and let her handle the cathedral's sacred flame. Dear Diary, today I met with Ricor, the woman known as the Dark Hunter. Oh, that's her. I'd introduced her to Professor Harvey several years ago at Arcanet's request. She was talkative today and had this to say. I met Arcanet when I was young, and it was then that I swore myself to her service. Ever since, I have hunted for her and her alone, even slaying the legendary monster known as the Guardian of the First Flame, at her behest. Sometimes I hunted people too, like the time I came to possess the Dark Blood Bow. Once again, my lady has use of me, and so I shall gladly obey. I nodded along, and when she was finished, she showed me a monster. This beast, which she had captured on Totohaha, looked out at me with eyes filled with loathing for all that walked on this earth. I asked her what it was, and she told me it was the result of years of brutal conditioning and a healthy dose of Harvey's science for good measure. The result, an abomination crafted through repeated and horrifying experiments. I nodded again. A soul this steeped in despair would surely prove to be a great source of power. It seemed that leaving the flame of Totohaha in her care should prove no issue. Alright. That was all of them, right? I need to repair that mirror, I guess, somehow, but I don't know. I don't quite know how. Right, what else? What else? What else? What else? We have one more darkness, and that's down here in Totohaha. Over in the Tombs of the Warden Beasts. I guess that's where I'll go next. That I've been to all. This is the final dark cloud on the map, at least. Right, I enjoy playing detective a bit, sure. Ooh. It's a nice one. Decent one, anyway. Four. Don't want 4, I think. 30,000. So expensive. Save every chance I get in case I want to load for a boss fight or something.
Hunt or be hunted. Here we go. Come on. Come
Boom,
on.
boom.
Defendi.
I believe I didn't get overkill
I'm
in that
hungry.
one. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. Tombs of the Warden Beasts. Hey, something. Quest indicator here. Oh,
You are a poison that must
I'm
be
gonna prepare for a
purged.
boss battle, as if it's going to be a boss battle, which I think there might be.
Wahoo! Come on. Defendi. Now let's grab some food.
Right. This way, I guess. Oh, oh. This way then.
Are you my next patient?
Here we go. Come on.
Everything's so dark.
Come on. Defendi. Ow!
You can battle here and then prepare for a potential boss fight anyway.
Howdy there, friend.
Naturally, don't know if
Let's
there's actually
go.
going to be a boss
Come
fight. I'll prepare for one anyway.
Right. Wahoo!
Won't prepare too much.
Come on. Defendi.
Skill
Now let's grab some
to deal
food.
more damage. Yes, I think I do. Wow,
Time to dance the night away.
that looks pretty dangerous. Let's see what
Here
kind
we
of
go.
weaknesses it has. Weapon weaknesses, that is.
Here's how to hunt. Sorry. Got it.
What to do? What to do? No mercy, only pain.
Let's do this first of all.
Arise, Elfric, the flame bringer. It's my turn now. Don't want to miss this. I summon Doter, the charitable. Let's go.
use this now without any boost points or anything. So we did bows as well, so I could use this one to break him. Could even break him this turn if I wanted to. I'll break him at the start of next turn instead.
There!
Bring it on.
Let's do a Seal of Eternity.
No time. Eternal.
It's my turn now.
Alright, well, guess I'll just do a... let's pick the flying skills, that's fortunate. Don't have any boost points with... Wait, I should use an item. Right, let me just use a... Let me just use a... Suppose I don't really need the BP right now. I can give him BP next at the start of the next turn instead. Let's do that. Do this. Get a shit to max life.
Here you go.
Sorry
Can
about
do
that.
this.
Here we go.
Break the boss and hopefully kill the two allies.
Come on. Defending.
Absolutely perfect. Alright,
Nice
now
work,
we'll do
Octopath.
just a... It's one of these.
Here you go.
Sorry about that.
What to do?
Let's do one of these now on Casty.
Arise, Elfric, the flame bringer.
We can do that on her.
No time. Eternal.
Right.
Let's see what kind of damage I'll deal here. I don't have a debuff, damage debuff, or not damage, but armor debuff, but it should be fine.
Lionheart's axe.
Almost 80,000.
Ow.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Black bow. A chance to instantly kill the target. I wonder if that was always here. Or... Okay, we made in both of the statues to blink. What are these? It's the charitable. What's the apothecary? Okay, maybe I need to change my party members. That's what I probably need to do. See if this works now.
The hunt is on.
Change my passives as
My
well.
prey awaits. Come on.
I'm just gonna try the
Here we
this
go.
one out now, see what kind of damage this will do.
Warlord Spear. All right.
1,000 speed.
I'm hungry.
I'd have finally figured it out now. Took me a while though. Mirror reflects the memories of the sacred flame. Scarlet moon waxes. At our last great wish, and at our last great wish shall be fulfilled. At last our great wish should be fulfilled. Should be the Huntress then.
This world is naught but hunters and their prey. Just as Cataracta fell to my bow, just as Glacius's egg shattered before my might. The Dark Hunter sets forth once again, and my aim will not falter. Under the gaze of the Scarlet Moon, I shall fulfill the Great Wish. You must be quivering with joy, for your time has come at last. 10 years ago, I scooped you up, let you live. It was all for this moment. The darkness in our hearts is fed by anger, hatred, resentment, and jealousy. Our basest instincts. As that darkness grows deeper, so too does the shadow grow powerful. Few can stand against a beast whose heart has been drowned in darkness. A beast such as you. Long have I waited for the darkness within you to become black as night, so that maddening flame could be smothered forevermore. With my lifeblood, I shall call down the night. Now then. Make of my flesh an offering, and banish all that stands to oppose us. Give meaning to your miserable life.
She just sacrificed herself to make that flame go out. She did. That's how I interpret that, at least.
Ah, Arcanet.
First sacred flame burns anew. Alright, let's hear some travel banter. So that was the first flame, huh? Have you heard of it before? Yeah, it came to life inside me. It was comforting and warm. It was then that I decided I wanted to protect the island. I always felt you had a heart warmer than most. Heh. Now I think I'm ready to take on something even bigger. I'm ready to protect the whole world. And that's what a hunter. That's what a hunter should do, after all. I feel the same way as you do. I want to extend a helping hand to everyone in need during this endless night. Hehe. You're an apothecary everyone can count on. Then let's do it together. Let's keep everyone safe. Gladly, Oshet. I'm honored to have you by my side. Alright, so that one burns correctly now. So where do I go next? Let's see if I go to this one now again. See if I'm correct in my assessment that I'm supposed to have jobs that are next to the sacred flame that you're at active, and then you can use that mirror to enlighten it or light it again. That's what I think that means anyway. I'll save just in case. Here, none of them's shining. So this is Prince of Thieves. And we have the Scholar, I guess, of Flamebringer. Let's try information, bring in Brone and Temenos. Now both of them are blue as if they're shining. Let's use that shiny mirror again. This one is.
Ah. Wake up, Tansy. Night has come. Wake up, Tansy. Night has come. Sister Mint? Oh, I fell asleep without realizing it. Do not worry. You must have been quite tired. You traveled far to see my wish granted. Sister Mint, I mean, Goddess. I would do anything if it brought me closer to you. Your devotion is moving. You have gone far beyond my every expectation. And must be rewarded.
And be sacrificed.
Rewarded? I love you, Tansy. Huh? It's so dark. Where am I? What? My body? Pathetic child, oblivious until the very end. But this is what you wanted,
She
is it
certainly
not?
was a sacrifice to turn her, douse that flame. It's rough.
It's not as if you desired to see the dawn. The sacred
I
flames
seem
have
to
been
recall saying
snuffed
something
out.
about her being not nice and when I started Temino's story, but then I dropped that pretty quickly. I guess I should have kept on that. Vince, that is.
Surrender yourself not unto silent dusk, for the light shall fade. And soon the world shall know the joy of a dawn that never comes. All who stand in my way shall be cast aside. I shall root out the travelers and bury that wretched mirror beneath the earth, that it may never enkindle the flames again.
Didn't quite work out for you. Second for sacred flame burns anew. So this is the night. With this darkness she spoke of. Be V-Day? V-Day? The legends portray him as a god of fear and destruction, which means that the dawn must be. I spoke with the children of this village not long ago. It seems there's going to be a concert tomorrow. Elshine is coming to entertain everyone with her dancing. Those children were waiting for the dawn with stars in their eyes. It was a beautiful sight, like gemstones glittering in the dark. They see nothing but hope. Indeed. That's why I made a promise to them. A promise that I would steal back the dawn. You truly are Eber come again. Is that meant to be a compliment? But of course. Now then, shall we get to work, Aber? There certainly is a lot of work to be done. More than I've ever done before. Ooh. Everyone's back now as well. This guy? What's he sell? Nothing don't already have. What happened, you say? Right. Do I like the other two now as well? I should have time for it. Let's go to who first? Go ahead and rest it in before I do anything else though. Find it. Was in this place? Darn it. If it was like marked, they were marked on the map, that would be so nice. Didn't actually have to go look for it and not find it. Am I blind? Am I truly that blind? What's the frickin' inn? Not here, right? No. What's the inn? Am I really that blind right now? I mean, it's not up there, obviously. Where? Is there no inn in this place? An item tavern. Are you freaking kidding me? It's one an inn. Get my sacred power back and everything. Or latent power, I should call it. Call it what it is. Latent power and SP. Say that Arcanist truly is good against regular random encounters. Or bosses, I mean. Getting those permanent buffs.
You are a poison that must be purged. Here I go.
Let's go! Warlord Spear!
Oops, throw shot. I assume levels actually increase damage. They usually do in these kinds of games, but I haven't really checked out the damage formula here, so I can't be certain. Usually higher levels means at least a little more damage.
You are a poison that must be purged.
Right! Come on! Come on! Bendy! Now let's
Not
grab
really
some
noticeable
food.
damage increase, if there is a damage increase, that is. Right, Tranquil Grotto. Let's save. Just in case.
Let the show begin.
Really wish I'd figured
Here
this
we
out a
go.
little sooner.
Come on.
Would have saved a little time. Nothing else.
Wahoo! Come on! Bendy! Ow!
Makes a lot of sense for it to work like this, I guess. Still, I wish I'd figured it out. Wonder why. This will turn green if I have the right jobs along.
Right. Come on! My... Come on!
25,500 damage
I'm
on
hungry.
turn 1. So broken. So broken.
May I have this dance? Right. Come on! Wahoo! Come on! Bendy! Ow!
Alright, we have the dancer and the warrior. Let's change formation and bring in Ikari instead of party ship. And let's use that shiny mirror.
It was hope that drove me to live, to survive. Drove me away from death's clutches, to guide others along the same path. But hope was a mistake. There is nothing worth living for. Nothing in this cruel, unsightly world. There is no dawn worth waiting for.
Oh, really? Him?
What would you give to see the morrow,
Really?
Lord Aya?
Kazan? Was surprising. Is he
Kazan.
journalist's brother? Could he be? Is that what this is all about? He's some kind of genius after all. And her brother was supposedly some kind of genius. So that would make some sense.
Why did you betray us? You lifted up Lord Mugen to the throne, then you tore him down from it.
An eagle must hide his talons. It was the only way to catch my true quarry. The Dark Blood Blade. The sacred treasure of Clan Ku. Not an easy thing to steal. Not so long as Mugen stood in my way. So I cut him down with Hikari's sword.
You? What are you?
For years I have hidden my intentions from Ku. My very name. But now you shall know it. Oboro. All I did to prevent the tide of darkness that waits on the
I have that
morrow
journal.
from reaching
I
us.
don't remember what it said though. It's been a while since I read that, so I might need to read that again.
Within this blade slumbers the power of the shadow. The power to quench the flames. However, such a feat cannot be accomplished without a sacrifice. The accursed blood of Darkest. If not for its taint, we may have seen a desert free from the stain of crimson. And now, I end this. Hikari. Goodbye, old friend. This world's end calls to me. Soon, you shall have the world you envisioned. A world without bloodshed. For oblivion shall bring peace.
Well, that was unexpected. Did not see that coming, I have to admit. If it wasn't obvious. Kazan. Mugen's rebellion, the raising of the city, even my ascent to the throne. Were they all just more of your plots? Were we all playing into your hands? How many of my friends died because of you, Hikari? Ever since I was a child, I spoke with him about the future I envisioned. A future without bloodshed. Were our ideals so different? Why did he do this? He aims to bring an end to the world. We have to stop him together. We will. We'll lead it everyone towards the dawn, toward the dawn. All right. Interesting. Let's switch in Britisho again. Starting to get like equal levels on my non, like except Oswald and Hikari, I guess, are a little higher than the others. Oh god, it's now level 45 again. Level 5 again. Right, I guess I'll do this one as well, because it shouldn't take too long. I've already been over there once, so might as well just go there again then. Getting there isn't exactly hard after all. It's a little running. I don't have to read as much now. I do want to read that Oboros again. Oboros journal.
Here I come.
Let's use the
Come on.
let's use the spear skill, to be honest.
Come on, Fendi. Now let's grab some food.
Hey,
Yes,
a customer.
indeed.
Here we go. Come on. Right. Wahoo! Come on, Fendi. I'm hungry.
I know Shadow's just such a strong character. It's ridiculous. When she's
May I
not
have
Comms
this
Master, I
too?
mean, sure, there are other ways to
My
make her
turn.
broken, but Dark Smoking certainly
prey
is one of them.
Come on. Now then.
Bring it on.
Right. Come on, Fendi. Ow!
At least for them random encounters. Alright. Here it was.
Are you my next patient?
Here we go. Come on. Right. Wahoo! Come on, Fendi.
I mean,
Now
with the,
let's grab some
I
food.
don't know if I can't remember if it's Temenos or Throne that gives the added like debuffs at the start of the fight, but with that I would deal like 999 damage almost on every in every fight, which is crazy. Let's check. Let's see here. We have Rone's path actions. Okay, so Throne the buffs and Temenos debuffs them. Right, let's bring in Oswald. Oswald. Zoom. Oh, here's that girl. Can't remember. Ori was her name,
Now
right?
what have we got here? A sacred flame? Here of all places? Have I stumbled upon a scoop once again? Why, I believe I have.
You're gonna sacrifice yourself?
Glad that's done. There's no need to keep up this cloying facade. To wear the mask of a chipper, unflappable scrivener. No. Now I bring an end to this dark, wretched world. To liberate its people from their pain, their suffering. and their hatred. Just like I swore to you, brother. Together, we will usher in the night. I kept a close eye on the travelers, all while my allies and I worked behind the scenes. Until at last, I found the book I sought. The Dark Blood Grimoire. With it, I will smother the sacred flames, that they will never again light the way for the dawn. I offer this gift of blood. May the flames turn cold and dark.
Well, well, well.
Mortals.
I do feel bad for her, I have to admit, after
Gods.
reading
Who was it that
reading
drew
her-
the line between them? The blessed? The accursed?
her
Us.
journal. I really do
Them.
feel bad for her.
Berticio. Would that we had never met. I'm sorry, brother.
Right, something should open up now, so to say. I assume. Light the sacred flame indicated the southeast direction. Here the final travel banter as well, or final, but this one. Ori. I heard from an apothecary in town. A woman was found collapsed near the sacred flame and brought there for treatment. Hmm? She had brown hair and wore a cap, much like a scrivener. After she regained consciousness, she simply vanished. That's Ori, it's got to be. But if that's true, then what saved her? It appears her wounds fell just short of being fatal. She must have changed her mind just in the nick of time. She saw the worth of walking towards the dawn. Well, I can hazard a guess as to why she hesitated. I believe it was thoughts of you that saved her life. Me? Now don't be ridiculous. Like I'd had anything to do with that. Well, no matter. As long as she's alive, all's well. But just where did she wander off to? I'm sure I'm lucky that you're around to cheer me up, eh? Our journey isn't over. We'll do well not to waste time in idle conversation. But if you must talk, then perhaps a different topic of conversation would suffice. Oswald. Thank you kindly. Alright. Formation, bring back Agnia. Right, supposed to go out into the water over here with my ship, I guess. Hey, well, the only way to get out there, I'll get out here after all. So, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now I will be going to Crackridge. Still can't switch to daytime. It's nighttime's fine. One's fine. Right, from where do I want to set sail? How about go for this place? Could be a safe point here, right? Yeah. Well, that's gonna be it for this one. So we'll be continuing moving on to this here little location in the middle next time. But yeah, that's it for this one. So I am excited to see what this place will hold for me. Like how difficult it'll be, if it'll be harder than boss out here, which I sincerely hope I sincerely hope not. This is most incredibly hard. I will be having to go back and think about what I want to do for that one later. But yeah, moving over here next time. But that's gonna be it for this one. So thank you for watching. Until next time, have a good time.